Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to do just a brief comparison here of the Roland JX-3P and the System 8 plug-out JX-3P. If you haven't seen a video I made a few years ago, I did a comparison between the two of them and found that the 3P just sounded way better than the System 8 plug-out. And I don't really know what was potentially wrong in that video. I've done multiple comparisons, and I really found the System 8 to just sound muddy in comparison. Now, the other plug outs sounded a lot brighter, and I just figured there was something wrong with the plug out for the 3P. And then last night, I actually updated the JX3P plug out to the latest operating system. I honestly forgot what that is, but it's the one that now allows the circuit mod. And somebody mentioned on Gearspace that, they actually fixed one of the things that I said was a major issue with it, which was the PWM that you can do on the JX3P, and you could do it on the System 8. It just sounded like garbage to me. I'm kind of surprised that Roland followed up and actually fixed it. I never complained to them specifically. That just now it sounds good to me. So I went back and I was like, well, I'm going to compare them and see how they sound now. Just kind of a brief comparison. I'm guessing the System 8 will still probably not sound as good for the resonance. So maybe I'll play through a little bit of that. But the saw waves now sound a lot brighter. They sound like equivalent. So I have the brilliance set to max on the JX3P. I swear it doesn't really do a lot on mine. I can play that for you. I mean, to me, that doesn't really do a whole lot. Where the tone knob, I think, kind of does. But let me try that on here, too. So I'm going to leave the brilliance at max. That's just how I usually use it. I'll leave it at max on that one, too. So let's hear how they sound together. I keep messing up, which... They sound identical to me. Maybe the System 8's a little louder. I mean, that already sounds better to me than it used to. Before the System 8, I didn't like how it sounded. So now let's try and make the pulse width modulation. Now sometimes I kind of get a little confused because you have to throw the LFO onto one of the oscillators and not the other. You need sync on. So I'll make sure I get it right. So it might just take me a bit of messing around to get there, but I usually can get to it. So I'm going to turn the mix to centered here, so I hear both of them. It's going to sound bad. Well, I guess not that bad, but... And both of them to square wave. Both of them right now are set to 16 feet. And now sync is on. So I think it's throwing LFO to oscillator 1. Let me make sure I have the right waveform. It's sine. Okay, I think it's LFO, or it's oscillator 2 needs LFO on it. Yeah, there we go. So DCO2 set to 16 feet, DCO1 set to 8 feet. LFO modulation is on alternate max. It's on oscillator 2, and you can only hear oscillator 2 right now. And now you can mess with the tune knob to get... Oh, I hope I'm not... Oh, okay. I thought I was talking too loud into the mic. Maybe I am. I'm going to turn sustain up all the way, so just you'll hear it continuously. All right, so we've got PWM. So now I'm going to try that on the System 8 and see where we get. All right, you can kind of hear some differences, but I mean, it's a lot better than it was. Like, way better. I'm going to be using effects for the most part, so like, am I really going to notice those little differences? You can kind of hear it to me the most in the lower registers. Almost like you can hear a little bit of clicking as it sort of fades out, through the zero crossing or whatever. So maybe I'll turn tone down and see if that helps. Not really. I'll check to make sure I'm using the right waveform. On the JX-3P, it doesn't tell you the waveform. It says saw, and then there's like 2 square waves, and I don't know which one they consider the square and which one's the pulse. I assume square is just the actual completely square, and pulse is the variable one. But I think it's a little backwards on the System 8. Yeah, so the way the System 8 has it set up, it has pulse wave as the like final setting, whereas square is the final setting on the JX-3P. So if I switch this to the pulse waves, I mean, that sounds so close. Not like that's the sound I want or anything, but it does sound pretty close. Maybe I can fine-tune the System 8 a little bit, because I actually have it set a little differently. And I made a huge mistake and forgot to switch it back to square wave. It was still set to pulse wave. So we'll try that again. I don't know if I'll cut that out. It's kind of weird. Yeah, you can almost hear the zippering kind of sound. So I think that's about the best I can do. I don't think it's a real big difference. The fact is they actually got pulse width modulation to work on the System 8, and kudos to them. That I think they did a great job. And we can throw on some other things and just see how it sounds. I don't know if you can so putting DC01 back on, you probably will just hear might not sound good. Actually, let's listen to what that sounds like in square wave or saw waves. You can actually hear a little difference here. I don't know if I'm hearing like aliasing or what, but you can hear this kind of like weird buzz. And I don't hear it on the JX-3P. And it's only when you start getting into higher frequencies. Yeah, I'm guessing that's some sort of aliasing. Now you can really hear it. And you don't hear it on the JX-3P. Oh, well. I have never used that, but, you know, that's if you're really being nitpicky. All right, so hey, let's check out this resonance with this same kind of sound. So we'll just kind of change the cutoff, kind of go down with 0 resonance. Sounds good. And now let's just throw resonance to 100% and just see the extremes. So, yeah, to me, they sound pretty different. That characteristic, there's something pretty pleasant about the JX-3P in wherever it goes in the resonance. And the the plug out System 8 kind of just doesn't have that that sort of pleasing sound about it. It's kind of piercing. So let's just try and see if we can get it there by pulling it back. it's almost like they're really close to hitting it. If you have the resonance set, so you can get a setting up to 255 on the System 8. And obviously, I don't know with the JX-3P, it's just set to max right now. So if you set it down to 251, you're getting it to just almost hit that piercing sound. And sometimes as you go lower, you'll hear it like. It's close. But you almost hear on the JX-3P, you almost hear this like really nice inharmonic frequency shifting that to me sounds good. And, you know, I'm going to say this is also a bit nitpicky. And I do think the resonance sounds better. So let's just have like a filter sweep with like attack is long, decay is long, sustain down, release long. We'll have the envelope mod all the way up. So let's turn cutoff all the way down and just. Yeah, it sounds nice. Okay, we'll try that over here. Oh. It'd help if I set the attack long. I forgot to mention I did not throw the resonance all the way to 255. It's set to like 251. And I think it sounded very similar. I'm going to turn release off so I can just stop it when I want. It's almost like if you throw the high pass cutoff up on this, it almost sounds closer. Yeah, it's still like kind of got that like what's that word for it? Nasally or whistly. It's kind of like whistly. And I think that just might be a limitation of it, or they just didn't put it in quite the right way. I feel like the Juno 60 plug out was a lot closer. And actually, I feel like the Jupiter 8 plug out has a filter that sounds closer to the JX-3P. Like it just sounds nicer. One thing I can check is also let's have pitch follow all the way up. Yeah, it's like there's just a lot more sound going through the System 8. So that, you know, there's still some differences. I mean, I feel like filter characteristic is like something you want to nail like perfectly. And so that, I don't know if that's nitpicky at that point. To me, it kind of feels a little significant, but I feel like you can pull back a little bit on the System 8. I don't know. That's probably the biggest difference I'm hearing between them, and I don't remember if I found that when I did my other comparison video. I just do not remember. But I think there's other things. I have no idea how long I've been doing this. 26 minutes. Okay. Well, actually, it's not 26 minutes. I just had nothing going for a while. Okay. So let's see how fast the LFO goes. We're going to turn the resonance back down, cut off frequency midway, and attack down. And let's just have LFO modulating the filter. Okay, that's what you get for the speed of the LFO. And wow, that's way faster. So at about 50%, the LFOs are similar. I mean, there are like a bunch of benefits to the System 8. The key benefits of the JX-3P is it actually looks nice. It's made out of metal. Yeah. And if you have the PG200, you've got hands-on control. The filter sounds a little nicer. And yeah, I mean, System 8 to me still doesn't, I don't think it looks good. I called it the Green Goblin. That's what it feels like every time I'm looking at it. To me, it's made out of, or it's not to me, it is made out of plastic. I think there's maybe some metal somewhere in there, but it's really light, which is actually kind of a benefit. I sort of like that. The keys aren't as nice. I like the feel of the keys of the JX-3P better. It's obviously 5 octaves instead of 4, but this has like nice octave transpose. And and now the System 8's got that circuit mod, so I'll kind of just show you that for a second. Okay, you see how quick it was to like come up with something? I feel like it would take a little bit longer on the JX-3P, and all it's got is chorus. Okay, that's like not a bad thing, but I'm not gonna bother. I actually feel like the camera cut off on me. I didn't go over Metal Sync. Maybe I'll write some notes in there and see if there's any big difference. You know what? So even if the camera stopped working, I'll just try that out. I'm going to turn chorus off, turn off all these effects. This sounds kind of similar. I feel like I've got the pitch wrong somewhere in here, but you know, sounds actually pretty close. The metal sync. So with that, I will end it. And if you have comments, questions, let me know. Things I could have improved. It's not like I'm gonna make a new video, but you know, maybe for next video. Usually I'm too lazy to take advice, so I'm sorry about that. Hope this helps, and have a good night.